I like the fact that the Mavs were a really strong team at home, and it shouldn't be a surprise. I mean, it seems like each year they find a way to win in front of a terrific home crowd.
Now here's Evans. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for Sacramento, Evans and Thornton in the backcourt. Hickson is out there with DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Salmons in at the 3 slot. Back to the Mavs, that home crowd. They also have another guy who's pretty important in that audience. That's their owner. You know, Steve, he's watching every game in Dallas.
Yeah, from right behind the bench, too. That's something that the team has grown accustomed to. And Mark Cuban has been a terrific owner for the Mavericks. He's turned that franchise around. And he's really a major part of their culture.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Well, it was a tough year for the Kings last season, but they do have a nice collection of young talent. When you look at Tyreek Evans, DeMarcus Cousins, Marcus Thornton, and made a nice impact as well.
Here's Evans. Backing down is Cousins. A 10-footer, no good. And Dallas the other way. Steve, back to what you mentioned, to have that much talent in Cousins and Tyreek Evans, Clark, you just hope it pans out.
Well, again, I think it will. I mean, you've got 2 nice pieces to build around. Marcus Thornton is a pretty nice scorer. They've got some other players, Thompson out there. So they've got some guys that can make it happen. It's a matter of them growing and coming together. And when you've got a bunch of young players, it's one of the hardest things to give them the time to ferment and come together. So we'll see what happens.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, guys, I was able to talk with Rick Carlisle for just a moment. He loves this matchup and believes this game presents them with a great chance for an offensive explosion. I think our strengths offensively could pose major problems for them. We'll find out, Kevin.
Wonderful stuff, Doris. Thanks. The early game plan, Clark, centered around their offense. It sounds like.
Yeah, and I think that's fine as long as they don't sacrifice anything from an effort standpoint at the defensive end.
Yeah, exactly. And I like the strategy, guys, because when you get off to a good start offensively, you feel good about yourselves, and generally that energy carries over to the defensive end as well. You know, guys, I'm pretty sure when everybody else leaves the gym and goes home, Dirk Nowitzki just sneaks back into the gym and kind of hangs out at that foul line area. He's so comfortable at the elbow and at that high post area. He just shoots right over the top of everybody. It looks like a layup for him.
This one for 3, and that one's good. Nowitzki's got 5.
Tell you what, there's not much he can't do out there, guys.
Back to what Steve said about Dirk. With his height, Clark, that elbow shot is virtually impossible to guard.
We call it ATM time. Cash. Because when he gets it there, nobody can bother him. And he also can go by you. He's unorthodox, but he can still, because you have to respect that shot, he has the option to drive as well, but he's a remarkable shooter.
So the Kings call timeout. They're first.
Fellas, it's no secret that Dallas isn't afraid to spend or go into the luxury tax, but in their march to get better, they haven't been very careful with the contracts they've given out.
Brendan Haywood, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Terry comes in for Rudy Fernandez. Sacramento also making some changes. Jason Thompson is checked in for Hickson. And it's Garcia in for John Salmons. Again, the miss by the Kings. Back to what you said about the Mavs, it seems they can't find the right center to fit them, and they keep giving out dubious contracts. And Steve, you know as well as anybody being in the front office, and Clark, you too with the Pacers. I mean, it's 50-50 a lot of times. Yeah. You just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, you've got to manage those acorns.
Steve?
Yeah, the personnel decisions are always difficult, especially when it comes to big money deals. But I thought Tyson Chandler really solidified that center position for Dallas last year.
No good from Cousins.
Now, they've got to be careful. They can't give him that much room because at that range, he'll make you pay.
Terry missed inside.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
In low to Cousins. Kicks it out to Evans. He flies to the bucket and lays it in. Evans has got 6. Got it off in time. The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Mavericks ahead. They're up by 5. Mavericks leading by 5.
And guys, how about the career that Dirk Nowitzki has had? Just amazing numbers. In fact, last season on the all-time scoring list, he passed some player named Larry Bird. Not sure if you've heard of him, but incredible numbers for Dirk Nowitzki, who's just had an amazing run for the Dallas Mavericks.
On the court for Sacramento, Jason Thompson and DeMarcus Cousins at the 4 and 5. Salmon's out there with Eugene Jeter, and it's Garcia in at the 3 spot. Steve was bringing up Dirk, passing Bird. How high do you think Dirk Nowitzki can finish when it's all said and done?
His game is really close to the ground, so he can play the way he's playing for a long time. I mean, it's not predicated on overwhelming athleticism and that shooting touch and his unbelievable ability to make shots from all kinds of contorted angles at 7 feet tall. I think he's got another 6 to 8 high-quality years left in him, barring injury, so he could go much further up that scoring chart.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, Caron Butler started a program in the summer called Bike Brigade, where he helped provide bikes to 2,500 children and encouraged them to get out and exercise. He's pretty passionate about cycling, doing it in the off-season to stay in shape. He said, quote, "I've done some mountain biking trails in Virginia near where I live, but I prefer the road to get my cardio on. I'm good on the hills. I can see the championship trophy at the top of every one of them." He said he doesn't do stationary bikes, though, adding, "It's outdoors or nothing for me. Pat Riley had me ride on stationary bikes all the time when I was a rookie in Miami, and it's bad memories, man." Guys?
Still traumatized. Thanks, Doris.
Yeah, Riley's conditioning regimen, really legendary. And he's really put his players through it over the years.
Here is Berea. We've got 1:18 left in the second quarter.
Well, nothing really went right for the Sacramento Kings last year. This team really struggled. And going against a tough Western Conference night in and night out, I mean, that's tough. That's grueling. And that team won only 15 games against conference opponents.
Here's Jeter, guarded by Berea. 6 to shoot. Jeter the pass to Cousins. Can't connect from short range. Going back to what Steve just said, the West is no picnic and can eat up teams that don't have too much experience. And Clark, the Kings were one of those teams.
Yeah, young team looking to find its way. I mean, it's a bit of a trial by fire for the Kings as they continue to try to progress forward. Really, they can take their lumps from last year and try to learn from them and get healthy. Tyreek Evans had the foot problems that were an issue. And they've just got to focus on moving forward in a positive vein.
That's good. Terry's got 4 points this quarter.
I like the way he attacked the mismatch, using his speed to get that shot off.
Definitely, I agree. I mean, sometimes it forces you to be a bit more creative in that situation.
Here's Jeter, guarded by Berea. Here's Garcia. No good on the buzzer beater. Mavericks lead by 3.
18. The Kings. 15.
Thank you so much for spending your Wednesday with us. I'm David.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Here's Kidd.
Guys, Dallas kind of gets slept on in terms of playoff action because they've been so disappointing in recent years, but they worked hard all season, and the hard work has its reward.
Great perspective. Dirk Nowitzki and Tyson Chandler in the middle. Jason Kidd is out there with Rudy Fernandez. And it's Butler in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half with. Kicks to Cousins. Al Thornton still looking to get on the scoreboard. And that one's good. Clark, back to Dallas. They weren't really talked about as a contender, and some even had them losing to Portland in the first round. And Steve, that Los Angeles upset, that sweep got everybody's attention.
Sure did. They took the first 2 games in L.A., then they blew out the Lakers in Game 4 to finish off the sweep. Just an incredible series, and I think that was the series that was the springboard for Dallas into the finals and past the Miami Heat. When they beat the Lakers, Dallas knew they could win the whole thing.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, I think we can put to rest once and for all the idea that somehow Dirk Nowitzki is soft or that the Dallas Mavericks are soft. It's a label that had been spread to the whole team, and they are glad to put it behind them. Jason Terry said of Dirk Nowitzki, Dirk has huge resolve. Regardless of what people say about him, he's going to come to the gym every day and prepare the same way. He's been doing it for so long, and he still doesn't get the credit that he deserves. A championship will help get that credit rolling, guys.
Thanks, Doris.
Yeah, make no mistake about it. I mean, Dirk was never a pushover. I think that was an unfair label. But what winning the title did was it shed that label forever. And it kind of put his stamp on the history of his impact on the NBA. Just an amazing story, Dirk Nowitzki last year.
High post try.
Yes, indeedy. Boy, I love that one. That's not just any plain dunk. That has some panache to it.
That's an energizer, guys. That is an energizer.
That is, and that will lift the whole team up. Not a bad look, though. You like his chances to make that one.
You sure do, but he can't hit them all.
On the wing, Evans. He's covered by Kidd. And again, it's Sacramento converting.
But you've got to get the ball out of his hands, bring an extra defender, and force somebody else to beat you.
I agree with you. Make him give it up.
Nowitzki, that's for 2. Again, the miss by Nowitzki. They've been hanging in there.
And they've got a chance right now to jump on top.
For the lead. Thornton, no good.
Boy, both clubs really battling under the boards.
Yeah, and you know, Steve, the rebounding story really mirrors the game at large. I mean, it's been pretty much tit for tat, neck and neck.
Here's Evans. He's got 8.
Looks like they're going to hold on to the ball and go for the last shot of the quarter.
Well, clearly this is the time to do it.
Kidd gets called for the reach. That is his first foul of the game.
First personal foul, team's first.
There's 10 seconds left to play here in the third. Shoots from the baseline, and that shot falls short. It's a tie game in Dallas. Gotta like what Jason. Well, we're still getting underway here in the fourth. Let's go down to Doris Burke, who has our Sprite Spark of the game report. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, today's Sprite Spark is Jason Kidd. He's been the one player to step up in a big way in this game and is doing all the little things on the floor to help his team out. We'll see how he closes this one down, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Clark, he has meant a bunch to this team.
Well, basically, Kevin, he's carried them pretty much the whole game.
Well, they've had 3 quarters to come up with an answer for him defensively, but they haven't been able to figure out anything.
And a look at the 5 for the Kings to start the fourth. Jason Thompson and DeMarcus Cousins at the 4 and 5. Garcia is out there with Thornton, and it's Green in at the 3. And Thornton kicks to Cousins. Shoots over Haywood. And the rebound goes to Jason Terry. The Mavericks leading. Here's Barea. Good in the assist to Kidd.
Well, if you like offense, you'll love this game.
Yep, a high-scoring affair. Both squads saving their energy for the offensive end of the floor because they definitely aren't doing anything defensive.
And once again, off the mark by Sacramento.
Shot seems to be a little awry today, just off a fraction. They've got to have him pick it up, though, and soon.
Fades and shoots. And another basket for Dallas.
You know, next time he has that much space, he should just go straight up with it and leave the fadeaway at home. Park that fadeaway, take the shot that's available.
Timeout called by the Kings. They trailed by 6. A 1:50 left in the game. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sideline.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Paul Westphal address his team. With clearly a tough mountain to climb in front of them, he tried to pick his team up, saying, guys, I know we've got our best basketball ahead of us. It's time to step up and fight our way back into this one. Guys, let's watch it play out.
Salmons against Terry.
Just lost track of where he was on the floor.
Here is Berea. 1:35 left in the fourth quarter. Nixon against Chandler. And he's way off from outside.
Well, there's a reason he's open out there. The defense not really respecting his ability to make that shot.
Salmons against Nowitzki. Evans, Terry covering, takes it right up. Mavericks with the rebound. Terry's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's Marion. Shot is off. And the Kings the other way.
Not much time now.
Yep, they'll need some breaks, Steve, to be able to stay alive.
Less than 1 minute left. Plenty of daylight on that shot. Dallas calls timeout. They're winning by 3. 52 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Caron Butler's checked in for Marion. Jason Kidd is subbed in for J.J. Berea. Sacramento also making some changes. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Thompson. Thornton comes in for Francisco Garcia. And it's Eugene Jeter in for John Salmons. Here's Kidd. Rebound by the Kings. A lot is on the line here.
How about the intensity and focus of the crowd here?
So loud in this place. Here's Jeter. Cousins with it. 6 on the shot clock. Yes!
And that had to feel good.
Yeah, he exhaled as that one went down.
There's 25 seconds left in the fourth. And he commits the intentional foul. Here's Kidd. And that's an intentional foul. Gets the first. That'll put him up by 2. And his second attempt at the line, no good. Timeout called by the Kings. They're down by 2. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Now the Kings with it. A 2-point game. Backing down is Cousins. Shoots a fader. Count it! And tie game. That is a huge basket right there.
That time he found the gap in the defense to turn that one into a very easy jump shot, a warm-up jumper, if you will.
Dallas calls timeout. The score is tied at 31. 3 seconds left in the fourth quarter. For 3, Kidd. Bullseye!
Nice play there on the inbounds. The defense really lost contact.
This would tie it. Oh, he couldn't make that shot go to force overtime. So it's a narrow victory for the Mavericks, pulling out the W. And Clark, it was quite a nail-biter.
Yeah, it was tight. Their guys were able to come up with big plays down the stretch, and that's the difference.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Jason Kidd.